Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your board. If I'm thinking right out here with a stiff neck in my lab, doing what I do for you. I don't got another bad scenario going on here, but it's all good. Let's go. Right is a 25 rule to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. The message in the story for life. I give life lessons. I got my book here today. I got life lessons for you. A little bit of book, a little bit of me. So I'm gonna combine the two. Hope you get the message. That's the whole point. Do what I do. Let's go. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life, and that's what it is if you're doing it daily through mental and spiritual discipline when daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of knowing thyself. A spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers do just that. So I'm doing all I could to make sure you get the information that'll make that possible so that you'll know thyself. Let's go. That's my mission. Your goal is to do just that. Get it, learn it, and know yourself with it. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's what I do. I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes or think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep spiritually. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinker, know thyself, into my yacht, be true. And that's who we're working with today again. I'm loving it. Why? Because these are lessons that I learned. I'm just having fun giving it to someone else. Hope you get them and you can use them. Why? That's what I did. So that's what I'm doing. I do. Help you. We start out with right thinkers. Let's talk about the practice of Maya, aka right thinking philosophy, signifies what? Wisdom and action. So let's go. I'm starting out with the book. I got a little something over here that I'm gonna go over to, and I'm gonna go back to the book. So we're gonna do book, me, and back to the book. A little time. Hope you enjoy the lesson. Let's go. Now, first of all, you need to develop a subtlety of intellect. You should learn and get understanding and have a profound to gain a profound insight into what the nature of the universe and your innermost self. The best way to achieve this goal is to what? Practice daily what? Blending of wisdom and action in your what? Personal spiritual discipline in order to what? Harmonize your mental and your physical qualities. In this process of practicing and studying and learning, you must understand that the ancient sage have given guidelines. I'm giving daily instructions. Same thing, guidelines. Sages have given guidelines for which thoughts and actions are in what? Line with the skills of my girl, Maya. Her philosophy is balance. We're going to talk about that. So let's go. But balance through wisdom and action, keeping the understanding of the two. Watch this. Now, in this process, you must understand that the ancient sages have given you the guidelines for what? For which thoughts and actions are what? In line with the scales of Maya and which actions, watch this, and thoughts. Remember, thoughts become action once you act on that thought. So if you keep positive and good thoughts, you're going to have positive and good action. Make sense? Spiritual discipline keeps that. God consciousness keeps that. Watch this. Now, in the 42, the actions that are not, the 42 confessions or precepts of Maya constitutes the focus of the Egyptian book of coming forth by day, our so-called Bible. Okay, y'all Christians got the Bible. Everybody got a book. We have one, the Book of the Dead, coming forth by day. But however, watch this. Throughout the book, many injunctions are given Meaning they're going to give you examples, going to break it down for you, what I'm doing right now. And watch this. They're given, many injunctions are given. And watch this. Their purpose is what? To cleanse the heart of you, the aspirant. I'm showing you how to purify your heart with things that you can do for yourself. I can't do it for you, so I can just give you the information and point you in the right direction. It's up to you to do the work. You can lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink. That's up to you. I'll get you to the water with knowledge and understanding. After that, you got to manifest it for yourself. So let's go quickly. This is a phrase from the ancient Egyptian proverb. It goes, the wise person who acts and lives with Maya is what? Free of falsehood and disorder. I'm transparent. I'm free from having to be deceitful, sneaky, and lying about anything that I do. That's what your self-servant people will do. If you're doing it the right way, you don't do that. Keep it real. Keep it honest. All right. Now, over here to my stuff. Watch this. The practice of right thinking philosophy or Maya philosophy signifies wisdom in action, meaning your experiences, you're going to have them on a day-to-day basis, but the way you think, act, and do will make that better for you. Watch. This is to what? Say that the teachings of my right thinking philosophies are to be what? Practiced when? Daily in your ordinary day-to-day situations. Thinking right and dealing with every situation thinking right will get you through. I used the phrase on Wednesday, right thinking will get you over life's humps. Every day. You're not waiting for Wednesday to think right and get you over life hump. Use it every day. I was told, right thinking philosophy works when I use it. Appreciate that, but my rebuttal is that that's why I use it all the time. And watch this. And the deeper implications of my right thinking philosophy is understood and mastered, you will be led to self mastery, aka purity and action, and thought, aka right thinking philosophy, or knowing thyself, or reaching the Neha state within yourself, knowing that you and God are one. That's what we're trying to get you. Understand, if you don't know that, or you don't believe that, I don't care. I'm just instructing you on what you need to know. If you choose to know that, I'm giving you that opportunity. Now we're going to go into what you call keeping balance. That's my app. If you got good, you got to have bad. You got joy, it's got to be pain. Understand that. It's up to you to equalize that and keep the equality within both by understanding which one you prefer, and you make it happen for yourself. Let's go right quick. Equanimity. Oh, excuse me, no, that ain't what. Now, according to right thinking philosophy, in order, watch this, for you to become one with the divine, that's our goal as right thinkers. Connect with your higher self, aka reach Nihas or Haruhood, anointed, or whatever you want to call it. But when you become God conscious, you must become what? The divine in what? Thought and deed. Live right, think right, do right. All those things follow a chronological order that will get you somewhere. Any one of those things not in order, it won't happen for you. That's why you have to have somebody to instruct you. To be spiritually disciplined, watch this. What does it mean? It means that you must spiritualize what? Your daily actions. So to think right is to live right. Once you live right by your spiritual discipline, you become God conscious, you'll understand things look a little different. Things become a little different. Why? Because you raise your conscious level, you start being sync with nature. Because if you live right, things will just fall into order for you. That's the idea. That's the purpose. Watch this. If you need to do this, what? Your daily actions, and watch this, and your thoughts win at all times. And what? And under all conditions. You don't stop thinking right. You don't turn off your ability to think, do, and be for nobody and for no reason. Righteous actions, watch this, will present themselves to you what? in your normal course of the day, you will have an opportunity to either do the right thing or the wrong thing. It's a continuum, and you need to be on top of your game. The devil's always busy, so you should be busier. If you know he's busy, you can take time off. If you're competing, if you know the guy working just as hard, you should be working just as hard. So understand that the same philosophical concept when it comes to you dealing with yourself, lower self, higher self. You should aspire to raise it, to live on your higher level of understanding, aka Nihas, or spiritual enlightened being, Akos. That means an enlightened being. When you live this on a normal course of day to day, you will have situations where you can prove, aka righteous living. If you're living right, you good. I know my Christian family who outside of church, when we get together and worship and praise, but outside of that, they live their Christian concept. I don't have a problem with that. Why? Because that's how they're able to thank and praise and worship God on a regular basis. Why? They live in it. And you come to my house, and I don't invite everybody to my house, but everybody who's been there so far felt the love and spirit in there. That's what we're there for. We bring that. It don't be there. We bring it. Now, as well as righteous living, watch this now, as well as those actions which you have planned. You have an agenda, okay, for the future, and they should be what? Elevated how? By using your growing spiritual intellect and your discriminative qualities by who? Anubis inside, which is SAA. He is understanding. You see him, he's the guy with a little slash on top of his head, but he represents total understanding, knowledge of self. Okay? So you got Anubis and Sour. Those are qualities of your character. Your discernment is Anubis. Your total understanding is being conscious and be awakened, enlightened by understanding and wisdom and learning and implementing for yourself. Discernment, again, and total understanding is who they represent. And these is qualities, and they perform to you, and you perform to what? Your best capability, and always in what? A selfless manner. I come here to do this without no fear of reward. I like the views going on, but I do it for you. That's my agenda. That's what I tell you. And that's what I do. So it ain't no secret. Understand that. So let me wrap this up. Now, the wise person who acts and lives what? Maya, or right thinking philosophy, is what? Free of the falsehood and disorder in your life. That's the ancient Egyptian proverb. Virtuous living. It's not easy. Virtuous living requires spiritual will. That means from the inside. It's got to be wanting from the inside out. It don't happen outside in. So let's talk about virtuous living requires strength of will. First of all, equanimity is one of the most important qualities, balance, that a spiritual right thinking aspirant must develop in order to practice virtuous living. I call it righteous living, virtuous living, the same thing. Virtuous living, watch this, requires strength of will because life is what? Constantly tempting the mind and the body toward what? The pleasures of the senses towards, here you go, you ready? Your egoistic desires, meaning your self pleasures, what you like. Everybody want it their way. Everybody want what they want. If you think that's what's going to make you happy, think again. But if you live righteous and virtuous, things will happen for you that you didn't imagine. Watch this. Now, when the mind is what? Constantly agitated, swinging back and forth, becoming elated 1 minute, exuberant, and the drained and dispersed. Excuse me. Elated and exuberant in prosperous condition. When things are going good, you're happy. It comes a roller coaster. Everything is fine. And then you get angry and agitated during what? Adversities. The mental energy is drained and dispersed. You know them guys, when every time something happens, it's the end of the world. Oh, wow, they can't take nothing. So you don't want that. And if you're living righteous and virtuous, those situations, go to the next guy. Why? Because you're doing the right thing. It becomes, watch this, it makes it hard to concentrate, hard to act with what? Clarity. And you won't be able to distinguish between what? Right and wrong. You lose your balance, so to speak. Your equanimity is off. You have no balance. And it becomes what? More difficult to fulfill your duties of life. Your ordinary life's duties, you can't even perform those because you're all messed up. This is why in the Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day, you, the initiate, is what? Constantly saying that you are what? You kept the balance and is worthy to enter into the divine realms. If you didn't have balance in your life, you didn't practice Maya, when at the time of judgment, you will fail. So the concept that the Egyptian lived by was to live a virtuous, righteous lifestyle. So at the end of the time, when judgment came, they would pass into the next round. Go hang out with the divine, aka God, or Saul, whatever you want to call it. But right quick, I only got a few minutes, y'all. Let me wrap this up. Now, undue mental agitation is from ignorance and the source of anger thoughts wherein people say and do things that they would not otherwise do and get caught up in what? A pattern wherein they are easily provoked. When I was young and life wasn't going good, I had attitude. Anybody can get it back then. I keep a can in my pocket. Why? Looking for a fight. Young restless guys just angry. So anytime, anywhere, it didn't make a difference to me. So, but others, watch this, and you are easily provoked by others because of that mindset and who can push the right buttons. Didn't make a difference. Any button, just push one. Anyone with the right one to set me off, and which can what? Anger you. Again, if you are frustrated, disappointed in life, you're going to not feel good about yourself. You're going to not treat people in a proper manner, all right? But when the mind is in control, here you go, as the right thinker, and always aware of the thoughts within as well as the world outside, it is, listen, impossible. When the mind is in control and aware of all the thoughts, both in and outside, it is impossible for what? For this mind to fall prey to the provocation of others or to despair or fear. You become aware, you become more understanding, and you don't have to worry about this nonsense and fear. Fear what? Knowing myself, I have no fear. And this is the idea of equanimity. Knowing both sides. That is to be reached by what? How do you reach equanimity? By living a virtuous life through what? Daily study and practice of the teachings of right thinking philosophy, aka mystical spirituality. On that note, wrap it up with no one reaches the beneficent West unless what? Their heart is righteous by doing what? Living Maat. There is no distinction made between who? The inferior and the superior person. Meaning rich or poor. They'll make a difference. That ain't what they're taking. That ain't what's worried. It's not what being judged. Excuse me, that's the whole point. And watch this. But others who can what? The wrong one. It only matters that one is found what? Faultless. When the balance and the two weights stand what? Before the Lord of eternity at judgment day, and no one is free from that reckoning. Why? Because thought as the baboon holds the balances to count each one's accordingly to what they have done upon earth. And this is done at judgment day, and it's all from you, in you, about you, and for you. Understand that? That's the lesson. I got another one coming up, so I'll be back. Appreciate you.